According to the National Electrical Code, when a bathroom has a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, receptacle, all other outlets in that bathroom must also be GFCI protected. This is because a GFCI receptacle is designed to protect against electrical shock in wet areas, and all outlets in a bathroom are considered to be wet areas. Therefore, if a shower light is protected by a GFCI, all other outlets in the bathroom, including the vanity and fan, must also be GFCI protected. This means that they must be fed from the same 20-amp circuit as the shower light. GFCIs are designed to trip if they detect a current imbalance, which can occur when there is an electrical fault. This helps to prevent electrical shocks and fires. By protecting all outlets in a bathroom with GFCIs, it ensures that all outlets are protected against electrical shock, regardless of whether they are being used for wet or dry activities. The necessary steps involve rewiring the bathroom so that all outlets are fed from the same 20-amp circuit as the shower light. This may require adding a new circuit or modifying the existing circuit. Once the rewiring is complete, a re-inspection will be needed to ensure that it now meets code requirements. This requirement stems from the NEC focus on electrical safety, particularly in locations prone to moisture. Bathrooms present a heightened risk of electrical shock due to the presence of water and the potential for contact with grounded surfaces. The GFCI is a crucial safety device designed to quickly interrupt power in the event of a ground fault, which is when electricity strays from its intended path and flows through an unintended conductor, such as a person. In a bathroom setting, this could occur if a faulty appliance comes into contact with water, creating a dangerous electrical path. The NEC mandates GFCI protection for all bathroom receptacles to mitigate this risk. A receptacle is an outlet where you plug in appliances. However, the code goes further by extending GFCI protection to all outlets in the bathroom. This includes lighting fixtures, such as vanity lights, sconces, and even exhaust fans. The rationale behind this is that any electrical device in a bathroom has the potential to become a source of electrical shock, regardless of its intended use. By requiring GFCI protection for all outlets, the NEC aims to create a comprehensive safety net that minimizes the risk of electrical accidents. When undertaking bathroom wiring, several practical considerations come into play. Firstly, it's essential to identify the existing wiring configuration. Determine whether the bathroom currently has a dedicated 20-amp circuit for receptacles and lighting, or if the lighting is fed from a separate 15-amp circuit. If the lighting is on a separate circuit, it will need to be rewired to connect to the 20-amp circuit that serves the GFCI protected receptacles. This may involve running new wiring from the electrical panel to the bathroom or modifying the existing wiring within the bathroom itself. Secondly, ensure that all wiring and electrical components are properly rated for the intended use. Use appropriately sized conductors, connectors, and boxes that are suitable for the amperage and voltage requirements of the circuit. Pay attention to the National Electrical Code requirements for wire sizing, conduit fill, and box fill to ensure that the wiring is safe and compliant. Thirdly, when installing GFCI receptacles and lighting fixtures, follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. GFCI receptacles have specific wiring requirements, and it's crucial to connect the line and load wires correctly to ensure proper operation. Similarly, when installing lighting fixtures, pay attention to the grounding requirements and ensure that all metal parts are properly grounded to prevent electrical shock. Fourthly, consider the placement of GFCI receptacles and lighting fixtures to maximize their effectiveness and convenience. Locate GFCI receptacles in accessible locations near sinks and other wet areas. Position lighting fixtures to provide adequate illumination for grooming and other bathroom activities. Pay attention to the NEC requirements for the placement of receptacles and lighting fixtures in relation to bathtubs, showers, and other water sources. Fifthly, after completing the wiring work, thoroughly test all GFCI receptacles and lighting fixtures to ensure that they are functioning correctly. Use a GFCI tester to verify that the receptacles trip properly when a ground fault is simulated. Test the operation of the lighting fixtures to ensure that they turn on and off as expected. Correct any wiring errors or malfunctions before energizing the circuit. After the electrical work is complete, schedule a re-inspection with the local electrical inspector to verify that the wiring meets code requirements. The inspector will examine the wiring, grounding, and GFCI protection to ensure that the bathroom is safe and compliant. Be prepared to address any deficiencies or corrections identified by the inspector. In addition to the specific requirements for bathroom wiring, it's also important to adhere to general electrical safety practices. Always turn off the power at the circuit breaker before working on any electrical wiring. Use insulated tools and wear appropriate personal protective equipment such as safety glasses and gloves. Never work on electrical wiring when you are wet or standing in water. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician to perform the wiring work. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it's important to take the necessary precautions to protect yourself and others. Furthermore, it's crucial to understand the distinction between different types of electrical circuits. In residential wiring, the most common circuits are 15 amp and 20 amp circuits. A 15 amp circuit is typically used for general lighting and receptacle outlets in living areas, bedrooms, and hallways. A 20 amp circuit is typically used for kitchen countertop receptacles, bathroom receptacles, and other high-demand appliances. The size of the circuit breaker and the wire gauge must be matched to the amperage rating of the circuit. For example, a 15 amp circuit requires 14 American wire gauge wire, while a 20 amp circuit requires 12 American wire gauge wire. Overloading a circuit can cause the circuit breaker to trip or, in extreme cases, can lead to a fire. Therefore, it's important to understand the amperage requirements of the appliances and devices that will be connected to each circuit and to ensure that the circuit is not overloaded. In the context of bathroom wiring, the NEC requires that bathroom receptacles be served by a dedicated 20 amp circuit. This is to ensure that there is sufficient power available for high-demand appliances, such as hair dryers and curling irons. The 20 amp circuit must be protected by a GFCI receptacle to prevent electrical shock. In addition to the receptacle outlets, the lighting fixtures in the bathroom can also be connected to the 20 amp circuit, as long as the total load on the circuit does not exceed 80% of the circuit's rating. This means that the total wattage of the lighting fixtures and receptacles connected to the 20 amp circuit should not exceed 16 amps or 1920 watts. When wiring a bathroom, it's also important to consider the placement of electrical boxes and wiring within the walls and ceilings. The NEC has specific requirements for the installation of electrical boxes and wiring in damp and wet locations. In general, electrical boxes and wiring should be located in dry areas whenever possible. However, if they must be located in damp or wet areas, they must be rated for the environment. For example, electrical boxes used in shower or bathtub areas must be waterproof and must be installed in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions. Wiring that is installed in damp or wet locations must be rated for that environment and must be protected from physical damage. In addition to the NEC requirements, local building codes may also have specific requirements for bathroom wiring. It's important to check with the local building department to ensure that the wiring meets all applicable codes. Building codes vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, and it's the responsibility of the homeowner or contractor to ensure that the wiring is compliant. Failure to comply with building codes can result in fines, penalties, and delays in the project. Wiring a bathroom can be a complex and challenging task. It's important to have a thorough understanding of the NEC requirements, local building codes, and general electrical safety practices. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician to perform the wiring work. A qualified electrician has the knowledge, skills, and experience to ensure that the wiring is safe, compliant, and reliable. Furthermore, a qualified electrician can provide valuable advice and guidance on the best wiring solutions for your specific needs. Working with a qualified electrician can save you time, money, and headaches in the long run. When selecting an electrician, it's important to choose one who is licensed, insured, and experienced in bathroom wiring. Ask for references and check online reviews to get a sense of the electrician's reputation and quality of work. A reputable electrician will be happy to provide you with a written estimate and will be able to answer all of your questions about the wiring process. In summary, bathroom wiring is a critical aspect of home electrical safety. The NEC requires GFCI protection for all outlets in a bathroom, including receptacles and lighting fixtures. The wiring must be performed in accordance with the NEC requirements, local building codes, and general electrical safety practices. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician to perform the wiring work. Electrical safety should always be your top priority when working with electricity. It's also important to understand the concept of grounding in electrical systems. Grounding is the process of connecting electrical circuits and equipment to the earth, providing a path for fault current to flow back to the source. Grounding helps to prevent electrical shock and minimize the risk of fire. In a bathroom, grounding is particularly important due to the presence of water and the potential for contact with grounded surfaces. All metal parts in a bathroom, such as metal pipes, metal enclosures, and metal lighting fixtures, must be properly grounded to prevent electrical shock. The grounding conductor must be sized according to the NEC requirements and must be connected to a grounding electrode, such as a ground rod or a metal water pipe. The grounding electrode provides a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source, causing the circuit breaker to trip and de-energize the circuit. In addition to grounding, bonding is another important aspect of electrical safety. Bonding is the process of connecting different metal parts together to create an electrically conductive path. Bonding helps to equalize the voltage potential between different metal parts, reducing the risk of electrical shock. In a bathroom, bonding is required for all metal parts that are likely to become energized, such as metal pipes, metal enclosures, and metal lighting fixtures. The bonding conductor must be sized according to the NEC requirements and must be connected to a common bonding point, such as the grounding electrode conductor. Bonding helps to ensure that all metal parts in the bathroom are at the same voltage potential, minimizing the risk of electrical shock. Furthermore, it's crucial to understand the different types of GFCI devices. There are two main types of GFCI devices: receptacle type GFCIs and circuit breaker type GFCIs. Receptacle type GFCIs are installed in place of standard receptacles and provide GFCI protection for the specific receptacle. Circuit breaker type GFCIs are installed in the electrical panel and provide GFCI protection for the entire circuit. Both types of GFCI devices work by monitoring the current flow in the circuit and tripping when a ground fault is detected. However, there are some key differences between the two types of devices. Receptacle type GFCIs are typically less expensive and easier to install than circuit breaker type GFCIs. They are also more convenient for providing GFCI protection in specific locations, such as bathroom receptacles. Circuit breaker type GFCIs are more expensive and require more expertise to install. However, they provide GFCI protection for the entire circuit, which can be advantageous in some situations. For example, if you want to protect all of the receptacles and lighting fixtures in a bathroom, a circuit breaker type GFCI may be the best option. When selecting a GFCI device, it's important to choose one that is listed by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories. A listed GFCI device has been tested and certified to meet the safety standards of the testing laboratory. This ensures that the device is reliable and will provide adequate protection against electrical shock. It's also important to follow the manufacturer's instructions when installing a GFCI device. The instructions will provide detailed information on the proper wiring and installation procedures. Failure to follow the instructions can result in improper operation or even electrical shock. In addition to the technical aspects of bathroom wiring, it's also important to consider the aesthetic aspects. The wiring should be installed in a neat and professional manner, and the electrical boxes and wiring should be concealed whenever possible. The use of recessed lighting and concealed wiring can create a clean and modern look in the bathroom. However, it's important to ensure that the wiring is still accessible for maintenance and repairs. Electrical boxes should be accessible without having to remove drywall or other building materials. Wiring should be routed in a way that allows for easy access and troubleshooting. In some cases, it may be necessary to install access panels to provide access to concealed wiring. Access panels should be installed in a location that is both accessible and inconspicuous. The access panel should be sized appropriately to allow for easy access to the wiring. When planning the electrical layout of a bathroom, it's also important to consider the placement of switches and receptacles. Switches should be located near the entrance to the bathroom and near the vanity mirror. Receptacles should be located near the sink and near the toilet. The placement of switches and receptacles should be convenient and accessible for the user. It's also important to consider the NEC requirements for the placement of switches and receptacles in relation to bathtubs and showers. Switches and receptacles must be located at least 3 feet away from the edge of the bathtub or shower. This is to prevent electrical shock in wet areas. When selecting switches and receptacles, it's important to choose ones that are rated for the environment in which they will be installed. Switches and receptacles that are installed in damp or wet locations must be rated for that environment. The switches and receptacles should be marked with a symbol that indicates their suitability for wet locations. In summary, bathroom wiring is a complex and challenging task that requires a thorough understanding of the NEC requirements, local building codes, and general electrical safety practices. The wiring must be performed in a safe and professional manner, and the electrical boxes and wiring should be concealed whenever possible. The placement of switches and receptacles should be convenient and accessible for the user. Electrical safety should always be your top priority when working with electricity. Remember, the NEC is not just a set of rules, it is a comprehensive guide to ensuring electrical safety and preventing potential hazards. Adhering to these regulations is not only a matter of compliance but also a commitment to protecting lives and property from the dangers of electricity. By following the NEC and seeking guidance from qualified professionals, you can create a safe and functional electrical system in any bathroom.